So in the last video, there was this scene where I used stock images of white guys in button-up shirts, and I think it was you and Ren, and maybe it was literally everyone else, that genuinely thought that it was me.
Because, like, if you look at it for more than, like, 2 seconds, it's like, okay, that's not Will. But it's like, it could be, like, an alternate universe version of you.
Ren, I thought Ren was f***ing with me. I thought Ren was messing with me.
It really does look like you, like, upon first glance, because, I don't know. He's got that mischievous look in his eyes.
I think he literally had the watermark on him.
Yeah, he even has that watermark on his face just like you do. Like, that's crazy. It literally says, like, Getty Images in, like, kind of a clear, like,
yeah, it's
kind
across
of a clear font.
It's across that dent in the back of my head.
Yeah. No, I really, like, I thought that was, like, wow, that's, like, a rare birthmark, but I guess, like, other people have that.
So, I brought you on here because school's starting back up, and maybe it's been back up for a while by the time that this goes out, but you know, for a lot of people, it's a new experience, whether or not you're starting high school or college, or if you're like starting a new set of classes that might define your interests down the line. And I have a personal anecdote about my own personal experience that I'd like to share, and you know, let them know that it's okay to have some bad days, or some really bad ones.
And it will get worse.
And it will get worse. And I know that you and I had very different high school experiences, and I've left this very open-ended. With
homeschooled.
Yeah,
I was homeschooled.
Yeah, Caitlyn was grown in a lab.
Yeah.
So when I was like 10 or 11, my parents split, and that led to my school situation getting really weird. And those of you that have gone through this will kind of know, you know, you kind of flip-flop back and forth between which parent may decide where you go. And we toured a lot of different schools in different surrounding towns. And before my parents split, they literally did that what has become kind of a meme in the what I like to call the divorced kid community, where you go on the pre-divorce trip to Disney to either see if it fixes the marriage or if it perhaps softens the blow of breaking the news. This is a real thing, by the way. I've met like tens of people that have cited this.
Oh my god.
Like, if you go to Disney World right now and look around, you know who it's about to happen to.
Oh my god. They need to train the Disney park staff members to, like, recognize when it's about to happen. So they can two-finger point over to the kids' parents and be like, listen, this isn't your fault. They both love you very much.
You know, if you're like okay, kids, listen. If you're like a 10-year-old and you're walking around Disney right now and you see Goofy two-finger point at you, you know what's about to go down. And eventually, after bouncing between like a couple different schools over the course of 1 year, I started high school. I guess I was 15, about a year younger than everyone else in every class that I'm in. I think I was the youngest person in both my high school and my college graduating classes.
Well, then you would have been 14 freshman year, right?
No, this wasn't freshman year. No, because I did my freshman year. No, you're right. I did my freshman year at a different school, and then I moved over sophomore year, so I was 15, because I only did 3 years at this school. Thank you for correcting me on my own story, actually.
I didn't want anyone in the comments coming for you about the chronological order of these events. So.
Yeah, I did not skip any grades. I did not repeat any grades. Thanks for asking. And my first day at this school fucking sucked. It was really bad. So I'm like 15, you know, imagine typical white guy pulling up in the green Zelda shirt and the khaki pants. And my mom pulls us into the circle of this huge high school. Like, my graduating class was like 500 plus. And it's only gone up since then, as opposed to, you know, some of our friends who went to a high school of a graduating class of 15. And this was
the people whose graduating class was 1.
And this was very daunting to me. Like, this was more than double any of the previous schools that I'd been to. Like, it would have been 200 max for, like, the total population, as opposed to 500 in one class. Or one class year, rather, not one classroom. So I walk into these giant metal double doors with my school schedule that I can barely read, and I'm nervously meandering around the hallways, just reading the room numbers, and I'm trying to make my way to my first class, and it's an English class, and it's on the second floor, and I just pick a chair and smack dab in the middle of the room, and I just try to be as normal as possible. And it starts like any other first day class. This tall blonde lady gets up in front of the class and says, hello class, nice to meet you. My name is Mrs. Blank, and I'll be your English teacher for this year. And this is not related to the story at all, but I don't know if you've seen those memes that are like every single English teacher lady like gets pregnant every single year.
I thought that was art teachers.
No, I've always seen it English teacher. But my point being is that it happened to this lady twice, because I had her sophomore year and I had her senior year.
Oh my god.
Both times she dropped out of the year like halfway in because she got pregnant. We're like, damn lady, I guess go you. That's scary as hell. I remember liking this lady a lot. She was very bright and smiley, and she gives us the rundown on what the curriculum will be, and she says something like, blah, blah, blah. All right, everyone, hand up your summer reading assignments. And I did not know that there was a summer reading assignment because I had just moved to the school. Yeah. And before you or anyone thinks, oh, you are probably lazy or you missed something, like I talked to my mom that evening, and she's like, I didn't get anything in your registration about some summer reading assignment, blah, blah, blah. So that was a real gut punch the first day. And after this had happened, after everyone had handed up like this giant packet of papers except for me, I was beginning to get some like side eyes from the class because, you know, I was new and a lot of these kids had already been friends like way before junior high. So now I feel like I had this perception of like, oh wow, the new guy's just flat out incompetent, huh?
Ooh, he can't read.
Yeah, no.
Someone's illiterate. Couldn't be me.
So I'm like frozen in place with embarrassment while they're going over all the questions. And I start my first class on my first day of high school with a C grade instead of an A. So no. We're off to a great start. So English lets out. This school had a block schedule, so the classes were like an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. Like I'm already really messed up that I had to change schools and I had to say goodbye to all the people that I knew. And now the first day of the new school, I've made like negative progress. I start walking down the hallway to my next class, and I realize that the majority of the kids from the previous class are also following along. 90-ish% of them are going to share the next one with me. And 20 or so of us are standing outside the door to this large classroom, and it's our biology class. And we have to wait. He's not, like, the teacher isn't there quite yet immediately, which is weird on any day, especially for our first day, because it's the second period. It's kind of weird that he's not immediately there. So some of us start to chat, and I'm getting to know some people. Like, I'm actually learning some names, and I don't know if I've made this clear yet, but the whole time previous to this, I've been like sweating like crazy. I'm like trying not to cry on my first day of school, and I'm like finally starting to calm down because this place is like quite a step up quality wise from my previous school, and like the kids here are like super intelligent and preppy and way out of my league. Like this was a football school, but the people here were also crazy smart. Like I didn't know what an AP class was before this point. Like that shit isn't real to me. And after a while, I noticed that the teacher comes out of like the general office at the front of the school, and he walks up to the door and he unlocks it with like a key. Like he had purposefully locked it, and he lets us in. And this guy was a bit of a shorter fellow who used to be in the Navy and had this no-nonsense demeanor and loved to psych the students out with intimidation. And like,
wow.
Really fun to have.
Really normal adult behavior.
Yeah. He would like belittle you if you did not remember every single thing that he exposited in the class lectures. Really great guy to have around these young, impressionable 15, 16-year-old kids.
Yeah.
He's in his, I'm going to say, early 70s.
Oh, damn.
This isn't an older guy. This guy was a vet from way back. And for the sake of names, I'm just going to call this guy Mr. White.
Oh my god.
So apparently beforehand, he had decided to sit us all arranged by last name, so it was easier for him to remember us, which like, all right, sure, whatever. And he gets up in front of the class and introduces himself and gives us the rundown of the curriculum and how he likes to teach the class. And he says something like, hello, I'm Mr. White. I was in the Navy for however many years, and I've been teaching for this long, and I've been married for this long, and this is how everything's gonna go. And I am like still as a stone. I do not want any more unwanted attention today. And because the way that the names were situated, I was very close to his desk. Like, I was probably the second or third closest person to his desk, and I just do not want anything to go wrong. And he passes out this sheet to everyone's desks. We've all done stuff like this before. It's like, what's your name? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? What do you want to do in your life? Type of a first day introduction paper type thing. And we all spend like 10 to 15 minutes on that while he does his attendance and learns our names. And we all hand them up to the front, and we sit there in silence while he looks over them. Like, he didn't tell us to be quiet. Like, there weren't any class clown boys trying to, like, get attention with comments. Like, this guy was just 5'3" and scary. I think in that moment, we were all feeling that, like, day one social pressure, kind of, like, side-eyeing each other, seeing, like, okay, who's gonna break first? Who's gonna do something stupid and get made fun of in front of the class? So, so he starts passing those papers back around. And for those of you that know me, you will know that I spell my name W-I-L with one L because it's a shortening of Wilson. You know,
Wilfred.
Yep. You know, one L. That's how I sign everything. And this man goes in like reverse order, and either out of just ignorance or like animosity, or maybe he was trying to break the ice and genuinely trying to be funny, gets up in front of the whole class and he says, Mr. Last Name, I believe that you spelled your first name wrong. And everyone in the class just explodes into laughter. Everyone thought it was really funny. Just all sides surrounded. I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, if I died right now, that would probably be fine. And thinking back to that, it's really nostalgic picturing all the people in that room ridiculing me, because there were a lot of people in there that would later become some of my best friends, and there were some people in there that I grew to absolutely hate, and the first girl that I ever dated was even in that class too.
Oh my god.
So it's it was bad, and looking back after that, everything after that was a relatively normal first day, but good God, what a horrible start, which stuck to me for a very long time. It definitely affected my self-image, and all of the people from that class like poked and prodded at me with that for a while.
Yeah, your ass was not beating the illiterate allegations.
No. I think in college and after, there's a lot of people that ask, like, oh, if you could go back and do it all again, knowing what you know now, and would you do that? Like, would you actually study and get sleep at night to like excel and get yourself in a better position? And whenever I hear that, I remember the story and I think, no, absolutely not. No. Well, do you have anywhere that you would like to plug yourself for the end of this video that I'm editing right now? The outro, probably? I
go by Salt Rocks with 3 S's at the end on pretty much any social media. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Tumblr even. Not Twitter though. Don't look me up on Twitter.
Yeah,
because my account's private.
Yeah, Twitter's not going to be around when this goes up, so.
Yeah, probably won't. Maybe I should make like a Threads account or something.
Hell no.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, and itch.io, you can play my little game. You can play
Oh my god, it's so true, yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlyn's
sometimes I forget that. Yeah, I'm like literally, it's a visual novel, so it's like, it's PNGs and words. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Caitlin's more talented than I am, so check her out on everything else.
That's true, that's real, yeah.
That's real, yeah. And I'm probably going to put the outro in right here. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch where I stream all my video work. We just hit affiliate. Subscribe to my Patreon, get behind the scenes clips and early videos. That's all. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.